Hello and welcome to the Inner Gamer On. My name is Brett Yanofsky.
And I'm Austin Morales. And E3 had just got off to, I think, a pretty good start. Brett, we'll get into your thoughts in a second, but E3's begun. It is 2018. It's like Christmas, you know?
It is like Christmas. It really is.
I don't want to say it's like Christmas Day, but it feels like that almost. We're unwrapping all these new trailers, all this new information to all these new games and games we've been waiting for a very long time. So, Brett, start us off.
Fresh and exciting, yes. So we just finished the Electronic Arts Conference. It took place today, Saturday, the June 9th. I had to make sure I had the date correct there.
That's good.
EA kicked it off as they always do. They had the EA Play press events, and we're going to go through and just summarize everything that happened. So let's start off with what they launched with, Battlefield 5. Obviously, we're going to start off with that because that's their bread and butter. It's coming out in October, right? So October, September. It's coming out this fall.
October.
And it's going to, they first came out to say, hey, Battle Royale is coming to Battlefield 5. What that entails, we don't know yet because they wouldn't tell us, but they did say that there is going to be a Battle Royale mode of some kind. So it's going to be obviously in the Battlefield realm. You know, we're going to have the vehicles, you're going to have the intensity of Battlefield, you're going to have the destructible environments in Battlefield, which there was a shot where they showed the tank like rolling through and just like pummeling a building as it was driving through everything, which looked pretty sweet. Oh yeah. So I was excited about that. And then they talked about global operations a little bit more, and they confirmed that the airborne mode that they announced a couple weeks ago is actually going to be part of the global operations. So in some of the global operations maps, you're actually going to like the attackers are going to drop in from planes, and then the defenders are going to have to defend these like artillery points for like the first day, the first wave. And apparently the whole 3 days is going to take course over like roughly an hour of game time. So it's going to be pretty quicker than I thought. So that's good to know. But yeah, global operations.
I dig it.
It's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
They also had a brief trailer of a war story that looked pretty interesting. You know, graphics are great as we come to expect. So I'm really looking forward to see what that's going to bring out. And then of course we're going to have other modes like Conquest. There's going to be a mode called Breakthrough where the map's divide in different sectors, and you have a defending team and attacking team. The attacking team's goal is to take the sectors one by one in order, which is done by controlling all the sectors available in the capture points. And then they have a frontlines mode, domination, team deathmatch, things of that nature. So Battlefield 5 is here. It's coming. We're going to get to play and see more of it probably tomorrow.
I'm excited. You're saying that you were hoping that there would be a Battle Royale to kind of reinvent the genre as it is now, because we definitely need something to mix it up. Yeah. I'm hoping Battlefield really does that. It's possible that Black Ops 4 might do that too, but I think if anybody has it, but
Battlefield has the formula in place to just fit Battle Royale.
And yeah, I think so. Now that you have destructible environments, I don't know how Bad Company 2 plays nowadays, but I remember playing that and that felt very fluid.
Yeah.
And I just felt, and Battlefield 4 felt very, very fluid. That, or I just played it so much it just became second nature, which is pretty much probably the case, but I feel like Battlefield 1 lacks a lot of stuff, and watching the new gameplay or multiplayer trailer really got me pumped because you get to see all these. I mean, it's just those great set pieces that Battlefield 1 has, but it almost feels like they've amped it up a little bit.
Right.
But where it's taking place, and I think it's going to make for a lot of cool fighting areas.
Yeah,
because it's like small towns, and you got hills, and you got these little.
The hills have eyes.
They don't. Brett, why'd you do that?
I know. All right.
Brett has eyes.
Should we move on to the next topic?
Yeah.
All right.
Ruined it, man.
I know. I'm sorry.
I'm so excited for Battlefield now.
I know. I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad you're excited though. That's good. That's good. I hope we all play it together.
Yes.
And stay playing it.
Yeah. No, I think this is one that we're actually going to stay playing it.
So another thing that EA announced was the EA Access is getting this premiere mode where you can play all the games that they're bringing out before they are released. So like Battlefield 5, FIFA, all those things you can download and play them early. It's $4.99 a month for unlimited PC play. So all these games that they have in their library. And I was surprised to find out that they don't have just EA games. They also have some other games. Like they have the Batman Arkham series in there. Yeah. They had some mobile game, or not mobile games, but they had some indie games in there. Like Kingdom New Lands is in the collection. So for $4.99 a month, you can download and play these games as long as you're paying for the subscription.
Right.
So it's an interesting concept. I think we're going to see more of this coming soon. I'm hoping like with PlayStation's conference, they're going to announce some more like ramping up with the PlayStation Now service. Obviously, Xbox Game Pass is like doing really, really well, which is $9.99 a month. So this being $4.99 a month, it's kind of interesting. And with that, you also get 10% discount on all game purchases.
I wonder how this factors into, because Battlefield's a hot topic, how that factors into them not having a season pass or like a premium pass.
Yeah.
Which is basically a season pass.
Yeah.
You know, I wonder how much money they're making up having this opposed to just doing in-game DLC stuff or season pass stuff.
I don't know.
Because it's got to be making up for some of that. I just don't know how much.
But I wonder if because you don't have to have this to play the game. So I wonder, I guess what percentage of people are actually paying for it to get these features. And what I don't fully understand is if you're paying $4.99 a month, do you get exclusive access to play Battlefield that entire time? Or is it $4.99 to play it early and then you still have to buy that game, but you also get access to a catalog of other older games that have been out for a while that you can just download and play, Crysis 3 and Sims and stuff like that.
It makes sense it's the latter.
Probably.
Yeah.
So next thing, they had a really weird kind of interaction with Vince Zampella and what is her name? I'm blanking on it right now.
What are you talking about?
The girl, the redhead. That's
I don't know her.
I know. I always have it on the top of my head.
Tongue,
But anyway, the host that was there. If you can find out what it is, it'd be awesome. So Respawn Entertainment, the guys that made Titanfall and then Call of Duty. Andrea Renee.
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
That's it, man.
Andrew Renee and then Vincent Zampella. So they announced Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. So we don't know anything about this other than this little small dialogue that they had between the two of them. But it is going to be a game that actually sounds like it might be a single player game, which it wasn't supposed to be because they said they were going to revisit going to do some kind of games as a service thing, but you can play as a Jedi, and it's made by Respawn. So if it's anything like Titanfall, they did have a really good story in Titanfall 2, so I think they could do this pretty well. So I don't know what that's going to become, but
yeah, a little lackluster on its announcement. They could at least put up a small tease. I mean, obviously, it's coming out next year. They have to have something up. They have to have something made. This is going to go down as one of those moments is shitty E3 moments that happen. They're funny, awkward.
I wonder if they're going to save it for Gamescom or if they're just going to literally save it for next year entirely. But you'd think they would have something beforehand. They did say later on Twitter, they brought out on the EA Star Wars page that it's going to tell an original Star Wars story around a surviving Padawan set shortly after the events of Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. And it's going to release in holiday of 2019. So
cool. I'm glad they're going back to those. I was just I could see this happening before or after the originals, before this new reboot, being one of the people from Luke Skywalker's group. But this is cool. I like this. Yeah, it's a good time to jump into that.
So then we have Battlefront 2. They have not put that to rest yet. They're still updating it, and it's actually getting a lot better as time goes on. They're going to introduce a new what?
Did you know that there was rumors that they were going to abandon Battlefront?
Yeah, I saw that, which that was interesting. It was good that they came out.
Everyone was saying that they weren't, that they were literally about to abandon this and abandon the whole group. But it seems that they're pushing forward.
They got a lot of stuff.
People don't think they're going to hit this new DLC that's going to be coming out, which is the Clone Wars. So I'm curious to see how much time and effort they actually put into this.
Right.
How high quality this is.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So they're going to have a new squad system they're introducing into the game. It's going to make it easier to team up and play with your friends. They're going to add a new Starfighter mode with hero ships, as well as them going deep into the Clone Wars, which they haven't done before. So they're going to introduce General Grievous. They're going to have Obi-Wan Kenobi, Count Dooku, and then Anakin Skywalker will be introduced in this as well. So those are some of the hero characters you'll be able to play as. And it kind of makes me want to jump into it and play it again because it's It's been a while, and I need to decide if I want to keep playing on PS4 or jump into PC.
PC, dude, on PC, please.
I know,
dude. It's gonna look
but I'm so
good
behind.
on your
I haven't
screen.
leveled up yet.
That doesn't matter. They've taken away a lot of the things that made it an issue before.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine. Yeah, but it looks amazing on PC.
Okay, I might do it.
Go sell your PS4 one. Use that to get.
I thought about that actually. Yeah, because I could probably sell it for like $20 still. Maybe. I hope. Maybe. We'll see. So. And then they went on and talked about some EA Originals games. So one of them is Unravel. The creators of Unravel came out and we're introducing Unravel 2, which is now either single player game or one that you can play with a friend. And you have two yarnies that you can play together, and you're attached by yarn, and you have to work together to go through this world and do platforming. And it looks really good. I mean, graphic wise, like it's a gorgeous game.
Yeah, I heard the last one wasn't that great of a game as they were anticipating, but I think this game definitely should have been caught from the start, and it does look like a lot of fun. Yeah. I mean, it's just side-scrolling platformer, but 3D side-scrolling platformer, right?
Yes, more 3D side-scrolling platformer.
Yeah,
and
it looks fun.
It releases today, so you don't have to wait for this game. It's out now.
That's right.
It dropped.
I'm gonna buy it right now.
Go buy it.
No, I'm not.
Or if you have EA Play, you can actually, or the Origin Access, you can play it a little bit. You can play a trial of it. So you don't get to play the full game. You can play a trial of it before you buy it. And then you also get 10% off if you're paying $4.99. So there's that too. So that's pretty cool. They also have Sea of Solitude, another EA original that they're working on, which is by a company called Jomei, a developer called Jomei. And this game's all about being human, is what they said in the press conference. Mm-hmm. And it's got a kind of a art style akin to what was that game that came out last year? Rime. Looks like Rime or Abzu, that kind of art style. But your character is
not
dark.
Rime. Yeah. More Abzu than Rime.
Well, they're similar in art style.
No.
Yeah.
They have like more graphically, more realistic. Rime. I'm thinking
Rime's got the...
I'm thinking of Trine. That's why.
No. Rime.
Rime. Yeah. Sorry.
So then it's a very interesting... Like your character looks like a shadow character from Kingdom Hearts. Actually, is what I kind of related it to.
Right.
The darkness in Kingdom Hearts. So that was really interesting. And these dark red eyes, and the enemies are like, it's very ominous. It's like a bright, colorful world, but your character is like a shadow, and everybody around you is a shadow. And there's a part where you're on this little boat, like going through the water, and the sea levels are changing, and it looks like Venice in a way. So I don't know much about the story, but from the video, it's interesting.
Yeah, I really enjoy this. This is one of those games you're going to keep on your radar because I think the story's really interesting where you're not actually human, or they said that the more lonely you get, the less human you become. So I assume you're going out looking for people, but there's a dark side to you that you have to battle internally. It's going to be interesting to see. And I think this is all just a huge metaphor for something because some of the enemies look very... very human-like, so I think it might be on your head. I don't know. We'll find out. But keep it on the radar. It looks really cool.
Yeah. Speaking of radar, before we jump into the big one, Command & Conquer is back. But this time, Command & Conquer is back as... You guessed it, a mobile game. Heck yeah, who's excited?
I'm actually excited for this game. Like I was hoping they'd release it today too.
I'm surprised. Well, they did if you have an Android, so you can play the pre-alpha on the Android. Command & Conquer Rivals. So that's their new game. Simple gameplay mechanics, iOS and Android. Fighting these hex shapes and stuff like that. Battle it out. So it's interesting, but I'm just kind of... I kind of was hoping for a bigger return to Command & Conquer than a mobile game,
right?
But it still looks fun and has some competitive aspects to it. So
I'll be playing it for sure.
But the big one, the big announcement, Anthem. We got a drop. They had a panel. They were like, all right, let's come out and let's bring Corey, I want to say Corey Barlog. Casey Hudson and the lead writer and then one of the producers on this game. And they showed us gameplay. They showed us some story trailers and a lot of stuff to hear, to be known about this. 4 playable classes. You have your Ranger, you have your Colossus, you have your Interceptor, and you have your Storm. So Storm reminds me of Warlock from Destiny. Right. Colossus looks cool. Big, huge, hulking tank looking figure. Everything, your body, you're called a pilot, and then your suit of armor is your javelin, and that can be changed out with customization and stuff like that. But no loot boxes. No loot boxes.
So
that's exciting. You know what you're buying.
There will be paid cosmetics that you can get, just kind of very much like Fortnite, but not in the same way that it's implemented, which we don't know yet. And they haven't really talked about it.
Yeah.
But they will have a Mass Effect skin, which is going to be really cool. It's mostly paint jobs that they showed. I didn't see anything else besides that.
Yeah.
I assume you're going to get all.
It looked like full blown paint jobs, not like pieces of armor that you can interchange. Right. So we'll see. Yeah. I don't know if they're going to switch that around or not.
Very interesting.
One thing that they mentioned, they talked a lot about story, and I think it was actually in relationship to Destiny, and that like, you know, you have this shared world. So you go out on a mission with your friends in co-op or single, and you have this shared world where you're playing, but then when you return back to your base, that is a single player experience. So it's kind of akin in my mind to Monster Hunter, where when you're playing Monster Hunter, you're in this hub world where you're by yourself, and then when you go out on the adventures, that's when you team up with your friends to do the adventures. So that could be, I mean, it's kind of like Destiny too, I guess, in a way. But in Destiny, you can only see your friends when you're
right.
there.
The hub world is where you see everybody.
But it sounds like there's a lot of story-based elements maybe when you come back to the hub that will kind of push the story along further, or at least your own personal story.
Right.
But, man, it looked gorgeous. Like the graphics were incredible. Those visual effects when they were like flying through that storm were just like amazing, like absolutely stunning. And
so what I'm hoping here is that the sacrifice of Mass Effect Andromeda is going to pay off with this being a Destiny killer and everything Destiny is not, and in a bigger way than Destiny is, what it wanted to be. I hope we get that really awesome story, really epic, grand scale. I mean, all the story pieces and the world that they talked about in here was very interesting, and we could have a lot of fun kind of diving in and trying to figure out all these clues, like what the past is and what the future could be. And a lot of the enemies look pretty interesting too, and I think that would be kind of cool to see these factions that are out there trying to get, what was it called? The Anthem, what do they call it?
The Anthem was the Anthem of Creation. That's the thing that they're trying to get. So the story that they talked about was that you're a freelancer uniquely skilled to pilot Javelin exosuits, and you need the suits to fight and survive. Otherwise, you're basically like a dead person in this world. And there's these ancient rivals called the Dominion, not the Darkness. So that's a little bit better of a name.
Yes.
They discovered a way to weaponize the Anthem of Creation. So your goal is to stop them and protect the people of Tarsus. And with that, you just, go about, carry out these stories and kick some ass. So there we go.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. I think they're going to treat this well. At least I hope.
Yeah.
I hope.
So February 22nd, 2019, that's when it's going to come out. All right. So that's the EA conference. It's everything we talked about there. So overall feelings, like if you want to rate it on 1 through 10, like what would you rate it, Austin?
I'd give it an 8.
8?
No, I'll give it 7.8. 7.8. I mean, I thought it was good. I expected worse, and I actually there was a lot better stuff. Yeah, they talked about FIFA and some of the sports games that they always talk about, but overall, I think they actually brought some good stuff that made me get hyped about some of the things they're releasing, which I didn't expect, because last time it was just it was like all sports. It's like 1-2 releases of like for your actual gamer, and the rest is for the sports fans, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
What is this BS? Anyway.
Yeah, they did a good mix between balancing this, because it's weird with EA. They have two audiences that they're trying to serve. So they have the sports audience, which is like a huge fan base, and then you have the regular EA games audience. And so they have those originals that were in there, and they had all the Battlefront and Battlefield and stuff like that. And like they did a good job of like going back and forth between that. And they didn't spend too much time on one thing, which was nice. I'd probably give it a 7.5, also probably 7.5 thereabouts, because it was a good conference. I was kind of expecting a little bit more Battlefield 5 talk, but hopefully they reveal that with Microsoft tomorrow. But yeah, overall, I think it was pretty interesting, and I like that EA has taken ownership of the fact that they screwed up with Battlefront last year, and they come out and like they're openly saying like, yeah, we kind of effed up. So here's how we're trying to change it up and everything. So with Battlefield, like free stuff and no loot boxes, hopefully. So we'll see if they're they're figuring out how to push it the right direction. This Origin Access is like a good alternative to that, because I mentioned on that conversation where like a couple weeks ago I was like, subscriptions, I'd be okay with them going back to subscriptions to help cover these costs, to minimize some of these like microtransactions we have to deal with. So maybe that's the direction they're going. So
it's possible.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But cool. So that's our EA wrap up for E3 2018. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you.
Stay tuned. We got more coming at you this week.
Thanks for watching our E3 coverage by The Inner Gamer. We have more videos coming out to you all week, so be sure you like and subscribe to our channel.
We also have a giveaway. We're giving away a $20 gift card. So head on over to theinnergamer.net/E3 2018. Find out all the full details. And come back to our channel, watch all our videos, click over here,